for joining in, and we all have to start somewhere. Just a little bit about me and my background. I got into this space in 2005 when my husband launched the Seattle chapter of Keiretsu Forum. We were the 8th chapter to launch, and he said, "Hey, you should come to one of these meetings." And I said, "Why?" I'm selling real estate. I was working with relocations from executives with Microsoft and helping them relocate to the area, and figured, like, what could I offer? And I got bit by the bug, and I have been doing it ever since. So, and I've been president now for just over 3 years of the organization here in the Northwest and Rockies. So I appreciate you joining in today, all of you, to learn a little bit more about who we are and why we do what we do, and why it's important, especially in today's world. So let me just pull up my slide deck here quickly, and we'll run through. It'll be a pretty short presentation. I want to leave a lot of time for questions and be able to help filter any of those questions out before we get super into it here. Let's just pull up the poll, and it looks like learning more about all types of startups is what came out top, and then there was a tie between opportunity for high returns, creating positive impact on society, excitement and innovation, and strengthening your network. So all of those things can be done. We do have a diversified way we look at portfolios. We look at all sorts of companies, and we really leverage other people's backgrounds and expertise. So we don't have to be the smartest people in the room, because we can be experts at certain things. And Lucius might be really good at looking at real estate deals, which I will say is a little bit lacking within our network right now, and that would be great. We do look at real estate opportunities, and so being able to pull some of that expertise and knowledge, whereas Rohit might be really good at looking at some of the medical devices and other items, where some other members might be good at looking at tech. And so how do we work together to really support and drive forward innovation? And that's a lot of what we do. First off, Shark Tank's been out there for a while. It's a very entertaining show. It's entertainment. What we do is not entertainment. We are looking seriously at investments. We look at working together, how to support the investment, conducting diligence, which I'll get into here in just a moment. But we are serious investors looking at serious opportunities, and we invest our capital, our time, and our talents into how we assess and go forward and drive forward innovation. And so as we continue to do that, we at Keiretsu Forum have become the most leading investment group globally. We have been doing this now for over 20 years. We launched in the Bay Area in 2000 by Randy Williams. Like I stated, we were the 8th chapter to launch in 2005. We now have grown to 6 different chapters throughout the Northwest and Rockies region. We have over 55 chapters, over 3,000 members on 4 continents across the globe, and we are all connected together. And due to COVID, we are now connected together even more so than we were before. When you join a Keiretsu Forum chapter, you join Keiretsu Forum everywhere. And so you have access to our global network, our global deal flow, what people are looking at, due diligence reports. This is all available and accessible to you with how involved you want to be able to get into the organization. We have been #1 the last 4 years running with PitchBook, which has been quite the honor. We're up there with many reputable firms. We fund many deals. This is across North America for 2019. And we ended up putting in 54 million into about 82 deals, maybe it was 83 deals last year. We are just finalizing our numbers now. We saw less companies come through due to the Zoom environment. I think we're sitting around 67 companies funded, but $58 million. So even though we saw less companies come through, we saw more capital go in. And that really shows that the spirit of what we're doing and how we can drive forward innovation, not just in technology, but in medicine. And really COVID has exposed how much we need to move forward these advancements, and how we work together, how we live, and how we operate, not only as a small community, but as the world. So it's been really great to be able to be a part of that in the Northwest region and Rockies. We have over 325 members. We have 6 different chapters our companies move through. We offer education and membership. And we are a tight-knit community despite not being able to get together. We do have a team that does all of this. We throw over 25 events every month between committee meetings, screenings, forum meetings, educational events, membership gatherings. There is never a dull day with what we are doing. There is always a way to connect. And just like with any membership, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. So if you sign up for the gym and you think you're just going to get physically fit because you joined a gym, you know, that doesn't really happen, right? Same thing with Keiretsu. It is, if you join, the more you put into it, the more you're going to be able to get out of it. And some people have different standards on what that is for them. We have Nathan McDonald, who is our chairman and started Keiretsu in 2005 and has really been a leader within the entire Keiretsu globe to be able to grow the organization to what it is today. There is myself. I've been president since 2018 and been involved since 2005. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been an investor. I've sat at both sides. I've led due diligence reports. I have over 21 investments myself into companies and to our portfolio that we have invested in over the years. So we work very closely together. I tend to work more on the marketing and presentation side of things and helping to support entrepreneurs with relationships and connectivity. Nathan really specializes in structure and how to structure deals, and also is CEO and managing partner of our Keiretsu Capital Fund. Juan Arango is our entrepreneur director, and he has been with us for over 6 years. He helps to coach the companies who are moving through the investment process. And Amber Cannon is his deputy entrepreneur director, and she works with them on the early funneling side because we have over 80 to 100 companies that are reaching out to us for funding every month, which we bring between 6 and 8 to deal screening. So there's a lot of companies that are out there raising capital. There's a lot of companies out there that do not fit what we do in terms of funding. Shauna Bohr, which many of you have communicated with, is our membership director and helps to work with our members to make sure that they are meeting their goals, their expectations, and being able to get into the forum. Claire Dilla, who is also on the call, is our cat herder in chief. She is our events director. You receive lots of emails from her. If you do respond and let her know you're coming or not, you'll stop receiving emails. It's kind of a trick we have to be able to know if people are attending, but we do have a lot of events that we throw. Maggie Montenegro is our investor relations. Nathan Foose is our due diligence director. He is also another cat herder in chief and helping to get those due diligence reports done. So we certainly don't do this alone. We are a small but mighty team, and we work very hard to help support the entrepreneurial ecosystem, not only on the investor side, but on the entrepreneur side. So the funding marketplace has grown exponentially over the last 15 years, and it's really changed a lot too. We've had a lot of different players come into this, but where do we fit as individuals, and how does that actually work? And so initially, you know, back in 2005, it really, what is now seed funding used to be called Series A, because it's all changed. It gets a little confusing. But we really sat at those early stages of funding. We didn't have accessibility to some of that later funding. As you saw, we were number one and also late funding. Because of family offices, because of the wealth generation, we've really been able to stay on board and be able to fund round after round after round, higher valuations that come through. So at Keiretsu Forum, we really focus on some later stage efforts that we're able to diligence and really dig into, understand a little bit better. And I'll get into the ecosystem in a minute, but we let other groups help support those earlier efforts. We've also been able to define that there is a VC route and there's a private investment route. And so some companies are really looking for the VC funding, and that's what they're doing. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The VCs are out there unicorn hunting. They're looking for really high valuations. They fund very few deals. In 2018, they put $130 billion into just under 9,000 deals. Conversely, the private investors put about $24 billion into 66,000 deals. So you can see that there's a major difference between what the VCs fund, and there's different tracks that they can go on. I am not unicorn hunting. If one crosses my path, that's great, but we're looking for singles, doubles, and triples. And that's where we feel like the ecosystem can move with the capital in and capital out. The funding ecosystem, we all work together. It's not competitive. There's different funders at different stages, and I've worked very hard with our entrepreneurs and our investors to be able to understand what their investment thesis is and why we fund what we fund when we fund it. And so we need those early friends and family rounds. We need those early pre-seed dollars to go in, because that's not what we do at Keiretsu Forum. We are not an accelerator. We are not a passive fund, although we do have that available if people want to be a more passive player in their funding dollars. We are a global organization that looks at diversified deals, typically Series A and beyond. If we look at seed deals, they're being syndicated to us, or they have most of their rounds complete, R&D is done. We typically don't fund research and development. We don't fund ideation. And this is where we sit. And because we are global, we are able to look at deals everywhere, because typically we have boots on the ground somewhere that we can use as a resource to check in on them. So we have the local angel groups, and those are important, but they typically don't fund outside of what they can see from their office. So this is what we believe in as an organization in terms of our investment thesis. And really, as you look deeper into what you'd like to do, how does that work with your own investment thesis? So here's the deal. I'm sure that you've talked to people in the past, they invested in a company or two, and then they lost all their money. And it's because angel investing is really hard. There's not enough time in the day to be able to diligence, know everything, resources, etc., to be able to look at these different opportunities. And as I stated at the beginning, there's so many out there. How do you know which ones are the right ones? Like how do they resonate with you? How do we make sure that their business plan is correct? I mean, I've had investors reach out to me and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this opportunity. And they tell me about it. And I'm like, all right, well, here's like 25 questions you should ask them that are huge red flags for me. And it comes from that experience and being able to share that experience with your peers to be able to see if there's a there. So lack of consistent quality deal flow is hugely important. How do we sift through all the deals that are out there raising capital? And the reality is most probably shouldn't be. Lack of due diligence experience. And so that diligence process that we offer is critically important to be able to really see if there's a there with these deals. How do the entrepreneurs answer the questions? Are they quick to respond? Do they get snippy? What is it about that dynamic? So much is you getting to know the entrepreneur through the due diligence process, because that's how they're going to show up for their company, and that's how they're going to show up for you as an investor. Lack of negotiating effort. We work together as an organization. We've been developing our own side letters with our corporate counsel to be able to really support fair and balanced deals. We've seen a lot of imbalance over the last few years with these opportunities coming through, especially out of Silicon Valley, that are they're ridiculous deal terms. And honestly, the entrepreneurs don't know. They just get the document from their attorney, and they're the client of the attorney. And so these attorneys write these atrocious deal terms, and a lot of the investors are so new that they don't understand what goes into them. So we offer education to help, talk about those deal terms, what goes into them, and then also have supporting agreements to be able to have fair and balanced deals going forward. And then the lack of time and resources. I just want to say, as a result, the reason why most people don't participate in early stage investing is because they lose money. And they've lost, when you lose $25,000, guess what? It hurts. But we have solutions to that. And I'm not going to promise you're not going to ever lose money. I've lost plenty of money over my years of investing. But there's been lots of valuable lessons learned, and there's been lots of good that's been done even prior to it happening. So I do what I do because I'm passionate about it. And then I have had wins along the way too, which makes it very beneficial. So we work together to strengthen our portfolios, looking at diversified deals, the impact that we can have on the world, bringing through exciting opportunities, not only in life sciences and technology, but really across the board. We look at real estate, we look at consumer goods. At the end of the day, for me, it all boils down to team. You can have the greatest product in the world with the best market in the world, and your failure to execute will still bring my investment to zero. And we offer a lot of self-development and growth through our education, through our trainings, our academies, our diligence sessions, our mindshare forums, which are small groups that we're able to work together and support one another in their investing. And the goal is that you generate a good ROI. We are looking to target, ROI between 25 and 27%. And that is typically what the statistics have shown through funding. We've had 42 exits over the years. We've had some losses in there as well, but we have a lot of great companies right now that are on the precipice of exiting, which is super exciting to see. So in addition to the growth that we've seen, we have for personal growth, we have seen an introduction to our monthly themes, and those that have joined in got to hear a little bit about those. We have an annual theme, which will be focused on the culture of the organization and who we are as Keiretsu members and why we show up the way we do. That theme this year is communication. And then the monthly themes is really meant to help advance you individually in terms of education. This month, we talked about teams. In February, we're talking about valuation, as you see term sheets, due diligence, IP, all the way down to tax implications and exits. How can we really help support you to be the best investor that you can be, to help put your dollars to work, to support the growth of innovation and do well and good at the same time? So becoming a Keiretsu Forum member is not challenging, but it really does take some personal assessment on your side and making sure that your core values align with ours. And that's probably the biggest thing that you need to look to when considering a membership. And are you a respected person in the business community? Are you ready to provide not just capital, but really time and talents to be able to look at these opportunities and participate? That's how we get the most out of the organization, and that's what makes the organization great. And if you are ready to do that, and you do feel like you align with what we're doing, then maybe this could be a good fit for you. We do have an online application, so Shauna Bohr, our membership director, can send you an online application. Take some time, fill it out. Let us learn a little bit more about you and what your goals are so we can help you achieve them. That's really important. And once again, bringing in that communication into the fold, because if we don't know, we can't help you. So really being that open, honest, trustworthy communication. We have a personalized onboarding session that we move through where we identify your goals and things you're looking to accomplish throughout your year with us and what will keep you on for another year. And then you get to join the most active, largest investment group in the world. And you have a bunch of different resources at your fingertips, from technology platforms to engagement across the globe. Even more so now that we can just do it via computer. So as I stated, the member onboarding will review your personal goals. We'll go through our systems reviews. We have a K4 TV. We have a huge library of all the pitches we've ever seen, all the education we've ever done. This is all accessible to our members to be able to go through and revisit and learn from and get caught up and brought up to speed, as well as an app called Keiretsu Forum or Keiretsu Connect. That brings together the entire global organization. You can look at what the deals they're looking at this month in Sweden or in Barcelona or in the Mid-Atlantic region. You can look at diligence, deal term sheets, etc. From those companies. We have a mindshare forum training. So our mindshare forum came out of COVID and it really brings together about 6 to 8 individual investors once a month for a confidential meeting to be able to talk about their investments, be able to support each other in learning in a way that they're not able to do via Zoom. And really they weren't able to do even when we were meeting in person. The confidential group allows for deeper relationship building with our investors and being able to just have that peer-to-peer mentorship. That's super important. And they meet the first Thursday of each month. You are allowed to attend events regionally as well as globally. And as I said before, participation is the greatest way to receive benefit. So just a quick recap on what it is to be a Keiretsu Forum member. When you do join, you join more than 50 chapters across the globe and 3,000 members, the peer-to-peer mentorship, the technology platform. We even have data partnerships with PitchBook. So if you did want access to that PitchBook data, it's really expensive. I think an individual membership now at PitchBook is $15,000 a year. We were able to negotiate because we purchased numerous licenses all at once at $3,000. So it's a substantial discount, and so that is offered up to our Keiretsu members. We have due diligence training and facilitation that we offer. We have proprietary deal flow access. So that's another thing that's really important. Our Keiretsu members bring through deal flow that they've been working on for a while too, because they know that they're going to be able to be syndicated out and get the support that they need, not just in capital, but in expertise and connections too, those resources beyond capital. We have a term sheet committee that's been working with our deal terms and making sure the deals are fair and balanced. And then we also offer up a diversified portfolio of companies for you to look at and assess as you choose how to allocate your dollars throughout the year. So the next step would be really, I'm going to launch a poll here to understand where you are with follow-up. As you just please take a moment to answer that poll, and then we can choose how to best support you and what you're looking to do. And with that, I will open it up to any questions. Please be sure to just raise your hand or take yourself off of mute, and happy to answer any questions for you. So thanks for listening.